Taylor, you're in court suing someone you've known for a while. $9,128 to be exact, because you're saying that she purposely injured you. Is that correct? And who do you have in court with you today?
This is my half-brother.
Okay. All right. And he's going to serve as your witness today. So tell me why you're suing her.
I am suing Jenna Morgan for $9,128 because we've had a long rivalry since we were kids that escalated when we got into middle school, when soccer became...
Oh, and you're talking about a long rivalry.
Yes.
I mean, you all are like grown now. We're talking about a rivalry that started before middle school, that escalated in middle school.
I would say that it was a love-hate relationship in elementary. Like, we had mutual friends but weren't really friends. And then when soccer started becoming a thing in middle school, that's when it kind of became a little bit more of a rivalry because there were stats involved. But since then, since being like, that went all the way through high school, I've let it go, but she hasn't.
Is that true?
That's not true, Your Honor.
What is? From your perspective, what is the deal between the two of you?
Well, like Taylor said, we have known each other for a very long time. We had similar friends, but we never really hung out one-on-one. And once we got into soccer, it just became a bit more competitive. I'm a bit smaller in stature, and so people kind of assume that I am incapable. So I spent a lot of time trying to...
So were you all on the same team? Or
Yes, yes, we were on the same team.
Teammates?
Yes, yes. Yeah, high school teammates, and
But you're rivals. I mean, isn't the whole point of being on the same team that you kind of support each other and you look out for each other and you don't compete against each other? But
well,
I guess
the thing is, Your Honor, we were in for the same position a lot of the times.
Oh,
yes.
Okay, so, now I'm getting it.
I started as more of a defensive player in middle school, but then in high school, we were
now
more
I'm getting
midfielders.
The picture, right?
Yeah.
So you all were really competing for. Nobody wanted to be on the bench. I mean, that's just bottom line is. Because, see, I'm a sports mama. I know all about sports, right? So you're talking to a woman who understands everything about every sport, including soccer. So now you all are grown, and yet you're in my courtroom, and that's what I'm trying to understand. Why are you here?
So I started a group after we graduated from high school for recreational soccer games during the summer when we would all come back as a team, come back from college.
Okay, so you all did not go to the same college?
No. No.
Oh, thank goodness, because it sounds like this needed a break. This relationship needed a break, right? So you organize recreational games. You pull the team back together. Everybody goes their separate way for college. Summertime, you have the teams back together to play.
Yes.
And what happened?
So I created a group chat, included all our previous team members, even girls from other schools and stuff like that. And I was just informing people that we were going to do a pickup game on Saturday in June. And she singled me out, saying, Taylor, we are tied for our goals, because apparently she had been keeping track of how many goals all of us had been scoring, when and who had done it, and I wasn't keeping track.
For these pickup games?
For these pickup games.
Okay.
So she was still keeping the stats. I wasn't keeping stats anymore.
Because it was supposed to just be for fun,
exactly.
Right?
I'm here for the love of the game.
So nobody's getting a trophy. Nobody's getting a prize. We're just out here winning.
There's no referee.
And fun. So can we get to what happened?
Yeah. So she in the playing of the game, I had possession of the ball. I had already scored previous goals, so she was frustrated that I was winning.
Okay. So
stuff.
you all clearly are on
different teams.
Okay.
Per her choice.
Per your choice.
Which
Why? Why did you want to be on a different team? Because you wanted to beat her. You wanted your team to beat her.
Well,
I mean, be honest. You wanted to win.
I mean, to be honest, yeah, I did play college soccer, and the reason I'm so into stats is because I miss it, and what the fun of the game for me is, you know.
It doesn't sound like it's fun for you.
Well,
it doesn't. It doesn't sound like it's a pickup game. Pickup games are just designed for people to come and be social. it's not to try to win so much as it's to get people back together.
Yeah,
I mean, sometimes we miss some of the joy in life. That sometimes we get so consumed by winning and stats and who won what and how, as opposed to just thinking about, I haven't seen these people all year. And that's one of the things that I think that sometimes we as human beings lose. That we just lose the art of just being able to enjoy life.
Well, I don't know, for some reason they took so long to get to the point of the whole thing because the judge had long talks and the other two also had long talks. But from what I'm seeing in the case, I think the lady on the left, the lady that is being sued and brought to court, the lady seems to be a very competitive person. And you know, she already said it that because of her small stature, she felt like she had more to prove. And just happens that this friend or a so-called acquaintance is a long-term rival. So even as the friend started a social group for pickup games, this one saw it as an opportunity to, you know, prove our worth and our value as a better soccer player, even though it was not necessary. And that's what the judge was trying to say, that pickup games are more for the social part of it and not for the competitiveness of the sport. And yeah, but let's see how it goes. Let's hear the full story. Let's continue.
What happened?
So while I had possession of the ball, I mean, that the ball was in between my feet, Jenna then came up from behind, hooked my ankle, and took me down. And I heard a loud pop in my left leg.
Yeah.
I went down hard, and I could not get back up. She kept playing.
Your Honor, I didn't see this happen, and I maybe saw from
Wait. She has possession of the ball. She says that you hooked her.
I did not hook her. I was trying to do a clean defensive move from behind. And
Okay, so if you were doing, think about what you're saying. If you're doing a defensive move from behind, right?
Yes.
Which means that she's in front.
Right.
You're talking to somebody who knows soccer.
No, I understand.
She's in front. You're doing a defensive move from behind.
Yes.
You can't sit here and tell me you didn't see her fall.
No, I understand. I understand where you're coming from. I repossessed the ball and I got a hold of the ball and I did see that she fell. I did see that she fell.
Okay,
However,
now.
what I didn't see was that she didn't get back up. You know, people fall a lot in soccer. It's a recreational game. It's a
So
sport.
you didn't know that she was still on the ground.
Yeah, I didn't realize
it's
how
your testimony
serious.
that she was injured.
Yeah, I didn't realize how
All right,
serious.
you're
the injury
here.
was.
Come talk to me. State your name for the record.
My name is Michael. I'm Taylor's half-brother.
Okay, and what did you observe?
So I was visiting town for a week, and Taylor invited me to watch her and her friends play soccer, and you had expressed concerns in the past about her behavior. She's very competitive, which I understand, but not at the expense of other people's safety. And during the game, I saw you assault my little sister.
I did not
And
assault.
you tried to steal the ball from her, but your foot wasn't even close to the ball when it came into contact with her leg. She fell down and subsequently broke her leg, and I believe she needs to be held responsible for that.
Now, do you have soccer background?
No, I'm not an expert, but I think any reasonable person with clear vision could see that you intended to injure her.
Well, any soccer player would know that I was trying to do a clean defensive move, and I was aiming for the ball. I was not aiming to harm Taylor. We have known each other for a long time. There is a competitive nature.
Well, but he's
there's
saying,
also
but
a
his
mutual
testimony
respect.
is that your foot was nowhere near the ball.
That's untrue, Your Honor.
That
It was
hooked
around my
her leg.
ankle.
No, so what really happened is I was from behind trying to do a clean defensive move, and I tried to kick the ball, but Taylor at the same time was trying to run with the ball in the opposite direction, and so my leg was here and her legs were running this way, and she tripped. So it was a split second move. I had no time to retract my leg, and it was a move that I hadn't really tried in college, and I just wanted to test it out in a recreational game.
Say that again. Say that part again.
Say
that part again.
It is a fully legal move that I hadn't done in college, and I wanted to use this recreational setting to try out the move, and it's not illegal. You can ask any soccer player, any of the other girls that were there. It was
But you
not an
hadn't
illegal
done it
move.
before, but you're going to try it out on Taylor.
Right, and it was a recreational game.
Tell me about your damages. I'm going to rule on this. Tell me about your damages.
Before we go to the damages and the judge drops a ruling, because the whole thing is just looking like it's hard for the defendant to defend herself, because she has two people literally saying the same thing. And clearly she even kind of like told on herself, because she said that he did a move that she had not done before in a professional college game, but right now in a recreational game, she decided to try it on someone. And while she tried it, she wasn't even concerned if the person was injured or not. She just kept on playing, which also shows that a competitive nature has somehow become so overwhelmingly toxic, where other people's safety are at risk. And she has to pay for it, but that fine, man, 9,128, man, that's a lot of money. So it's just a hard one to call in my books, but I understand if the judge rules in favor of the lady, the one brought her to court. But let's continue.
So I have health insurance, but I hadn't met my deductible yet. And so I had to pay my full deductible, being $3,000. I have my medical expenses
Please, let
here
me see
for you,
those.
as well as the text messages from Jenna pointing out me as someone that she planned to target and beat today. And
It was banter. It was seriously all in good fun.
as well as the full leg cast that I received all the way up to my hip.
So describe to me what I'm seeing, please.
So that is after going to the urgent care and getting x-rays and a cast, full leg cast, as you can see there. I wasn't able to do my job. I'm a mail carrier. That's my summer job. So I usually walk miles doing
Yes,
that
if you're
job.
delivering mail, you are walking miles.
And so
you were out of work for how long?
for 4 weeks.
For 4 weeks.
Yes.
Yes, I intended to visit for 1 week, but I stayed for a month to help her get back on her feet and help her use her
Oh
crutches.
my goodness.
Yeah, I couldn't navigate my house with the crutches. I mean, I learned to, but it wasn't something that I was used to. And then, although it was my left foot, so technically I could drive, as you can see, it was really hard to like get in and out of a vehicle, trying to keep a straight leg and trying to maneuver it. So I was really dependent on my brother here.
Thank goodness you were there.
Yeah.
So those are the medical bills. You didn't meet your deductible yet, so there was some other, you had insurance, but there was part of that you had to pay out of pocket.
Yes.
Then we have them claim for the lost wages.
Yes. Lost wages.
For the 4 weeks that you couldn't work. And so that's how we get the $9,128.
As well as pain and suffering.
Pain and suffering.
For the time.
You're saying, Jenna, that these text messages were banter. Let me just
Yes.
read a little bit of this. She says, yes, I'm looking forward to crushing you and your team, Taylor. We're currently tied on who is the top scoring player, and I plan to break that tie on Saturday. Now, I'm not taking that to mean that you're going to purposely hurt her. I really
Exactly.
I really
I
don't
had no
think
malicious
that.
intent.
I'm going to say to you again that I think that there are times in your life where you have to be super competitive. There are times in my life when I've been extremely competitive, but I play fair.
I understand,
That's
Your
one
Honor.
thing that nobody opposite me in a courtroom that I've ever litigated against can ever say that I haven't been fair. I play by the rules, but I play hard, and I play to win. So I get that kind of spirit.
And I play to win to a degree as well. However, I would like to address that after the incident, I felt very terrible about what Taylor had gone through. When I did turn around and see her on the ground, not able to get up, and being her brother coming to aid, I felt awful, and I texted and reached out to her, and I offered to drive her to her doctor's appointments. I have the text receipts.
Let me see those.
Here. Thank you. Yes, I understand that I have a bit of a competitive edge that might be.
And in certain situations in life, that is going to serve you well.
I also agree with you that this should be for fun, and this is a recreational game.
You gotta let it go.
Yes,
You gotta
yes.
just breathe. You gotta just go out and have fun. And so what if the other team scores 10 times against you? You gotta let some things go. The world is not going to stop if your team loses on a friendly game out in the park. It's just not.
I agree with you, and I think
you gotta let it go.
Yeah.
All right. I'm seeing your text messages, right? And you did reach out and you did offer to take to see what you could do, and you weren't very gracious in your response, though. You're like, "Girl, have you done enough? Like, I'm sick of you." You didn't say quite that, but that was the gist of what your response was. Like,
To be fair, Your Honor, yes, these texts, she did reach out, but even on the field, she was aggressive anytime that I had possession of the ball. Yes, it is part of her role to try and get the ball away from me if we're on opposing teams.
We were on the same side of the field. We were both midfielders.
However, she would regularly target me and was on me even when I didn't have the ball. And she also, even in passing, said, "You're not going to get past me today." And it just felt very direct and attacking. I was
Your Honor, this
expressing
was
to
not
him.
personal. This was just a playful piece of banter on the field.
Actually, it was personal. It was personal because you literally wanted to prove that you were better than her in the football game. So it was personal for you. It wasn't supposed to be personal, but it was personal for her. I understand what she's saying. And to be honest, I feel like the other girl is kind of like overflogging it, trying to make it look like this girl is actually very vindictive towards her. And I don't think the girl was actually vindictive. I just felt like she got carried away with the competitiveness of the whole thing. She wanted to be more competitive and she just got carried away with it, and of course it landed to her injuring somebody. But you know, the way they are playing it, like she's being vicious, just being a vicious, vindictive person. I don't see her as that. I might be wrong, but I don't literally see her as that. I think the judge too doesn't really see her as that vindictive type of person. It's just someone that was too competitive and making things, amplifying the competitive nature of things when it was not necessary. But let's see what Judge Hatchett rules.
To him that because
you gotta let some of this go. You're going to grow old and bitter if you don't let some of this go.
Judge Hatchett's verdict when we return.
Man.
You're watching The Verdict with Judge Hatchett.
I've been doing this for a long time. And I think that this is a tough lesson for you. I am going to award the plaintiff the $9,128 in this case. And I know that you feel like this was an accident, but I tell you, there's just too much stuff, particularly when you, under oath, said that this was a legal move, which I believe, but you never even tried it. And you only tried it on Taylor.
I couldn't try it.
I'm through hearing from you. You only tried it on her. You'd never even done this in college. You tried it on her that day, and because of it, she is injured. Judgment for the plaintiff, for the reasons I've stated, will stand adjourned.
All rise.
Judge Hatchett has ruled in favor of the plaintiff.
Okay, I'm kind of like, I'm empathetic towards Jenna Morgan, the lady that's lost the case here and is ordered to pay $9,128. But it also serves as a lesson towards her that just try to. It wasn't that deep. It's really not that deep, to be that competitive and to just be overwhelmed and carried away with your competitive spirits. So I feel for her, but it is what it is. It's not supposed to be so, but at the end of the day, the court only follows rules and principles. They don't go by empathy and pity. They just go with, does this person justify the amount that they claim this person owes them? Yes, okay, this is it. And that's why she deserves to pay the money. The Judge Hatchett, I don't disagree with what Judge Hatchett ruled in this case. And Jenna has to pay the money. So it's what it is. And tell me what you think about this whole situation. Do you feel for Jenna Morgan? Do you think that she shouldn't have paid, or it should have been split across both parties, 50-50 or something. But tell me what you think. I'll go by the name East Coast Prince. This is East Coast Talks, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.